Ease of use, comfort, practicality, fuel efficiency. These are some of the main driving forces behind a scooterist's purchase. When we sampled the all-new TVS Jupiter 110 at the company's test track a few months ago, it undoubtedly left us impressed. But the more pertinent question is, how does this scooter handle the chaotic staccato grind of a bustling city like Mumbai? We've now been able to spend an extended duration about the Jupiter to bring you an answer to that very question.
Before we get into the details of how the Jupiter rides, I'll quickly recap the changes TVS has made on this new model over the previous one. Since the Jupiter 110 now uses the same mainframe as the 125, it inherits some of its bigger siblings' inherent trump cards like the 33-litre boot, which is the largest on any Indian petrol scooter, and the handy, pun intended, apron-mounted fuel filler. Both these are highly appreciable features for a scooter and are something no ICE rival today can match. In fact, the Jupiter's boot is even bigger than TVS's own electric scooter, the popular iQube. As for the design, this is easily the most youthful 110cc family scooter out there, and this vibrant matte blue color only helps things further. TVS has also given the Jupiter a first-in-class feature, an integrated starter generator (ISG) that enables a very small performance boost, 0.6 Newton meters to be precise. This can be used for a few seconds, about 2 times every minute, before the system needs to recharge.
One interesting tidbit about this top Jupiter 110 we have is that it misses out on a Kickstarter when every other variant gets one. The thing is, TVS will sell you back the Kickstarter for an additional 2,500 rupees. Make of that what you will, but I think for the money you're shelling out for this top variant, you should be able to add it back free of cost. The top two variants of the Jupiter also come with a Bluetooth compatible LCD display which can show you things such as turn-by-turn navigation and call notification alerts. It also comes with standard issue features such as a clock, 2 trip meters, average fuel efficiency and the like. My gripe here is that this is a tightly packed vertical display housed inside a horizontal surround, leaving a lot of black plastic on either side of the display, which I think should be used to show the rider more information.
That minor gripe fades into the background once you thumb the starter and the Jupiter silently comes to life. To ride, I believe it is one of the most impressive all-rounders in the entire sub 150cc scooter game today, and I'll explain why. The lane that leads to our office is notorious for its cavalcade of potholes, uneven patchwork and gutter covers, all waiting to wreak havoc on your back as well as the vehicle's suspension. Happily, the Jupiter dealt with this stretch without much fuss thanks to its well-judged suspension setup and contoured seat, both of which kept us comfortable. 110cc scooters aren't meant to be the last word in handling, but the Jupiter is reassuringly blunted and nimble, attributes that lend nicely to its overarching role as a family's urban runabout. At 106 kilos, the Jupiter's weight is more than manageable for most riders, and it is one of the easiest scooters to prop up on the center stand.
A sleeve-down version of the Jupiter 125's engine is on offer here, and this 113cc engine is rated for 8 horsepower and 9.8 Newton meters of torque, of which 0.6 Nm comes from the ISG. Sure, the Jupiter 110 is slower than the 125 out in the real world, but the gap between the two is less pronounced than you think. In the 0 to 80 kph sprint, the gap between this and the 125 is just 0.8 seconds, which out in the real world is imperceptible. As for the iGo assist, you'd have to ride a base Jupiter without the system and this one back to back to know just how much of a difference the system makes. Braking is reassuringly strong on this top variant with the front disc, and CBS works well enough.
One of the Jupiter 110's USPs is its frugal nature, so much so that we managed to get near identical efficiency figures on both the highway and in the city. Some of that credit goes to the start-stop system, which kills the engine after a few seconds of idling, thus saving fuel at long signals or in traffic jams. The iGo assist will probably be helping here too. While this engine is both fuel efficient and refined, it doesn't quite match the smoothness of Japanese scooters. There's also a noticeable resonance under hard acceleration from 18 to 25 kph, although our scooter has barely done 800 kilometers, and this may smoothen out after a service. TVS's start-stop tech could be quicker on its feet too. It requires you to hold either brake lever and twist the accelerator to bring the engine to life once you want to get going. However, if you keep the throttle pinned for a quick traffic light getaway, the engine sputters and dies. To combat this, what you need to do is leave the throttle once the motor is on for a brief moment and then twist the accelerator. There are worse systems out there, but again, the Japanese ones are that crucial bit more seamless in their operation.
The previous Jupiter was already a pretty sorted package, and with this all-new model, TVS has polished its bestseller even further. With its combination of appealing style, unmatched practicality and exceptional fuel efficiency, it's easy to see why this new Jupiter has already become a common sight on our roads. While certain features of the scooter could be more refined in their execution, the Jupiter on its own is without question. And if things like start-stop and a tech-laden display aren't important to you, you can always go for one of the lower variants. The issue is, only the top Jupiter 110 variant comes with a front disc brake. But given that no other 110cc rival offers that in this space, I won't ding the Jupiter for it too much. The problem is that this top Jupiter 110 is quite pricey. In fact, it's more expensive than purchasing a Jupiter 125 middle variant that comes with a front disc brake. But until the Jupiter 125 gets a similar update like this 110, I can see a lot of people going for this scooter just because of the way it looks.